In my opinion, Airtable is one of the best pieces of free software that a manufacturing company can use to get itself organized. Now, before we get too far into things, I do want to say that this is not sponsored by Airtable. We have no affiliation with Airtable whatsoever, except for the fact that we use their product. This is the Airtable base that we use to keep ourselves organized at Design the Everything. I did clone this from our original one and remove some of the sensitive information like our financials and any names and contact information from other people. Other than that, like the project calendar, this is all actually what we use on a day-to-day basis. If you look here, this is the projects tab. This is the highest level tab on our Airtable. Notice up here it says active projects. There's little places here where you can, these are checkboxes for on hold and complete. This is all of the information on the actual project itself. There's the name, there's categories that it can fall into that we can use to sort them, the kickoff date, the due date, different tasks, is it on hold or complete, and then any other notes we have. And we can change views here. So let's say we want to look at the projects we've completed. And this is since we've started using Airtable. We have the Archtop Kickstarter is on here. So that's marked as complete. So it got filtered off from this view. So it's not in our active projects view. If we want to go to the on hold projects, for us, really, these are indefinitely on hold that we may never resume again. But these are the projects that we started that are currently on hold. So let's say that we want to look at the Buttress, which is the wallet that we are currently in the middle of revamping a Kickstarter for. So we can go over here to tasks, and these are all of the tasks broken down by project. I have these sorted here. So there's the name of the task on the far left. Then we have the amount of energy required, the time requirement, if it's assigned to me or to Scott, the date that the task is due, or some of these are just events. For example, the end of the campaign, not really a task, it happens automatically, but that still is on here as a due date. And then again, our completed and on hold categories. This is filtered, so nothing that's completed or on hold would show up right now. So right now, this is just a to-do list. But the thing that makes Airtable awesome is it has different views. So there's a lot of views on this one. So let's say that I just need to figure out what I need to do next. I can just go to my calendar. These are the tasks that are assigned to me. You can see here the next thing is we need to order the buttress prototypes. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to talk to Paul at Spaceman Leather, and we'll get the next prototypes ordered. So this is a great way of staying organized. It's really nice to be able to switch between tasks by person, tasks by project, or tasks by date on a calendar. One of the really nice things about Airtable is you don't have to type in all of the information in this menu screen right here. So let's say we're assigning the energy or the time requirements categories here. We can go to what they call a Kanban view. So let's say we're assigning tasks to a person. There we go. This is a good one. So these are ones that are unassigned. Now, for Scott and I, unassigned means that it's both of us or it's an event, not an actual task. But let's say I want Scott to be responsible for ordering photography equipment. I just drag it into there. This lets me do it graphically, and it backfills to the spreadsheet view. And that works on the calendar too. If I want to change the date of a task, this is the Scott and I combined calendar. Let's say that we didn't get the leather chosen today for the new buttress variants. We can just move that till tomorrow, and then we can order prototypes on Sunday. So that automatically updates everything, and it all stays in sync. Scott and I can both access this at any given time and rearrange things as we need to so that we can stay on the same page. The thing that makes Airtable better than just a task manager or a to-do list is you can put more information in it than just those tasks. We have a kind of pseudo accounting system in Airtable, and it does not work like a spreadsheet, so there are some flaws to this, but we do use it to track expenses. So this one I did sterilize for YouTube. I didn't want to share that. You can have the line items over on the left side here, the amount it is, and we track both expenses and income in this same spreadsheet. The date it happened, the category, what product it's related to, what we call a tag, which is basically just something that we can use to go back and sort by later when we're analyzing our expenses, who spent the money, where did it come from, and any other notes. Then you can see down here at the bottom, it does give you the total balance in this account. So for all of these different columns here, you can customize how they work. So let's add another category. YouTube AdSense there. And let's make a new tag. So customize, add an option. Let's do a tag that is social media. So just need to type those in. Now, if we want to go ahead and add a line item, we can do YouTube 7-2020. We will add a realistic value of how much money we make. The date, I'm just going to double click. And then I can choose today or choose it on the calendar. Category, we just did the YouTube AdSense. Related product, there's not really a product. We could put social media or YouTube into this category as well, but we'll just do other. Then for tags, we can choose a couple of them here. This would be social media. These tags are geared at expenses right now, not incomes, but we could. The way this is set up is you can choose several different tags. So you can only choose one category, but you can choose several tags. That isn't really either me or Scott, so we'll just leave that one blank. And that came in other. So that's how you add a line item. Super quick and easy, super fast, and very configurable. We also have a page in here for our different vendors. So you guys know that we obviously work with Spaceman Leather pretty heavily. The guy's name is Paul. And then we have in here written that we contact him through Instagram primarily. We pay him through PayPal. He does the buttress for us. He delivers finished products. There's his website. There would be his phone number and any notes we have. And then, there's other people we use where you can put in the different contact methods we use to contact them. You can assign multiple different products that they provide for us and, what type they are. And this really just helps us keep track of who makes what for us and how to get a hold of them. So like Metal Supermarkets is someone I have to call all the time to go pick up metal. I have their phone number in here. I have their website in here. I just have to open up the Airtable and I can click it and go to their website. Then my most recent addition to this Airtable is a YouTube video tracker. So you can see right here that, so the watch finishing video is in progress, and Scott can see where that is. That is my expected release date, which might be a little optimistic. But there's like Airtable for Manufacturing, which is supposed to launch today. We'll see if that happens. And then the category and the, how far it is. Oh, look, we can move this to in progress now. And this just really helps us stay organized. I also use Airtable at my day job. We are a traditional manufacturer, not a big company by any means, but we're not, just me in my basement. It's a, full real company, 10 or 11 people, an actual facility. And we use Airtable to track material costs primarily for quoting reasons. So this is our actual Airtable for work. I have gone ahead and hidden any sensitive information on here, namely the prices of the material. But you can see here that, these are the different materials we use in flat stock. If you expand these out, those are the different gauges. Each one of these represents an order. And there's the vendor, the material, the gauge, finish, sheet size, date of order, and then the approximate size of order. And one of the cool things about this is the line item that we actually put on the PO. I don't have to type that in every time. If I change let's say the finish here, we can go to mill finish. It will update using a formula what it says over here. So I'll put that back to HRP&O. So when we send out a RFQ, we actually we'll copy paste this line item right here into our RFQ, and we'll be able to look at the price, which you can't see right now. We'll know approximately how much it should be so that we can compare it to previous orders from the vendor and know if they're giving us a high price for whatever reason that time. And when we're quoting, when we figure out how much material we need, we just need to come in here, go, okay, aluminum 8 gauge, that'll cost X amount of dollars per sheet. Then again, the same thing exists on tube. We pretty much only use round. You can see there that we have 11 orders since we started doing this of the round DOM tube. And, these are all just the various data points. So let's say you are a small manufacturer in your garage or in your basement. You've got one, maybe two machines shoved in there, and you want to get a little bit more organized. So let's go ahead and create a new database. You can start with a template. Let's just start from scratch here. We can call it, let's do it, YouTube shop. I don't know. You can choose a logo for it, calculator, and we can choose a color. It's got to be orange. Okay. Let's say we want to use this to keep track of our product inventory. Let's say we make pens, and we have a couple different types of pen. So we're going to put our product names in here. Let's change this to product. And this will be pen A, pen B, pen C. These are our different products. And first thing we need to know is the inventory of them, how much we have on hand. So that'll be a number. And this is inventory. You guys are going to realize how bad I am at spelling. On hand. Inventory on hand. Okay. So we know our starting inventory of that is 100. We have 50 of those and 10 of those. All right, then we need to put it, let's say you want to keep track of how much you are selling each of those for. So we can do a currency. We can do cost. Those defaults should be good. And we sell these for 25, these for 50, and these for 100. All right, now let's say, I don't know, maybe you aren't doing retail sales, you're doing bulk sales or something, and you want to have the number on order in here. So we can go to number, we will make that an integer again, and this is the number on order. So this is how many you still need to fulfill. So let's say we need to do, we got a big order, so we have 1,000 of those. We didn't sell any of those, and we sold 5 of those. Cool. So now we know how many we need, how many we have, and how much they cost. So now let's do some math here to figure out if we have what we need or not. So we can add a field that is a formula. If, and there's the cheat sheet there, inventory on hand is greater than number on order, then we want to be happy face. So happy face. And if we don't have enough, we want to be sad face. There we go, whatever face he is. I lost my comma. And we can close those brackets. Oh, okay. Need to put that in quotes. Okay, this should work now. So now you can see that we're happy on pens B and C, but not on A. So, we need to rename this one. Rename status. And shrink that down a little bit. And so now at a quick glance, you can see what products that you are sad face on. And you can make this as simple or as complex as you wanted. So I'm not going to do this example right now. I'm not going to build it right now. But let's say that pen A, B, and C had some shared components and some unshared components. You could build your bill of materials into this document here by doing the same linking thing that I did over here on the projects. So you could have this sheet, but have your product name over here, and then the subcomponents on this list here. And you could use Airtable to count how many of each of the subcomponents that you need to have to be able to fulfill your orders, or give you an alert when you are starting to run low on any given subcomponent. Like with everything, Airtable takes time to get set up and get established. But once you get it up and running, the benefits are awesome. And you can customize it to whatever you want it to be. So it's not like buying an ERP system where you have to fit your business into their ERP. You can really build whatever you want into Airtable, which is why I think it's an awesome program.